So this is our first 2022 summer edition of the Sunday Roundtable. Joining us this morning are Democratic political analyst Marianne Marsh and Republican political analyst Virginia Buckingham. Now, you just heard Tommy Govea on Roe's demise. How worried should we be in Massachusetts, Marianne? Remember, you only get a few minutes.
The rank hypocrisy of the Supreme Court ruling this week that people have a constitutional right to carry concealed weapons, and it couldn't be left to the states, but it could be left to the states for abortion. Shame on them. Massachusetts, good news. We have a lot of protections, and obviously the state legislature is moving in that direction. However, the way this ruling was written, it opens the door to many other things. You can repeal gay marriage. You can repeal interracial marriage. It will reopen the door to segregated schools. And when we're celebrating Title IX 50 years anniversary and 49 years of abortion, the fact is women have never been full citizens in this country, never been equal in any respect, and now they're rolling this back. Maura Healey has the opportunity today to act like the next governor that she's going to be on guns and abortion and lead the way for all the protections that Massachusetts needs to make sure that everyone's protected, everyone has access, no matter whether you live in Massachusetts or come from other places, and she should jump on it.
Is Marianne being too pessimistic? Ginny?
No, she's not. But in Massachusetts, I do think that we're in a good place. Unfortunately, I think this ruling, though, deepens the cynicism our country has already about politics and politicians, because every one of those justices that were recently appointed said that they would respect precedent, and they did not. Having said that, I think there's a real danger that the Democrats around the country will go too far, and they really ought to hew back to what President Clinton said, which is abortion should be safe, legal, and rare. That is where most of the country is today.
But this ruling takes that away. If you live in the wrong state, you have access to nothing. So women are going to turn out in droves because of guns and abortion, and it's the same women who voted out the Republicans in 2018, who voted out Donald Trump. They're going to turn out on these two issues alone, and that's what's going to happen. That's not extreme. Women are fighting for their standing in this country.
We'll see, and people are also going to be fighting for jobs and against inflation. Again, we'll see what issues carry the day in the election. We just don't know.
When rights get taken away from you, driving's next, veils are next. I mean, let's go down the list.
Oh, come on. That's ridiculous.
You know what? Donald Trump was ridiculous, wasn't he, 5 years ago?
Yes, he was.
Well, here we are.
All right, let's move on to the WCVB UMass poll that was released this past week. Gubernatorial candidate Sonia Chang-Diaz, she dropped out of the Democratic race. Her numbers were dismal with 10 weeks left, and with no primary opponents, this means Maura Healey has a massive $5 million plus war chest to battle either Republicans Jeff Deal or Chris Doty. Is this election over, Ginny?
Yes, and how ironic, right, that the primary is going to be on the Republican side, which has such a teeny percentage of the vote in this state. I think it's a shame. I think it's going to hurt down ticket because it's going to drive turnout down because there's no big race at the top.
Do you think Maura Healey would have benefited from a primary?
Maura Healey is going to drive turnout in this. And actually, because of having Maura Healey at the top of the ticket, I think that's going to influence all the races underneath her. And when you have rulings like on guns and Roe v. Wade, it's going to be a huge turnout. So Maura Healey, it was shocking to me that many people said that the field was cleared for Maura Healey. Maura Healey cleared the field because she's a strong candidate, ran a great campaign, has been a great attorney general, and she's earned it. Yes, this race is over. We've been saying it for weeks. But now she gets to show people what kind of governor she's going to be, and she should take the months, not focusing on just September and November, but January, February, March. Build a mandate.
So if you take a closer look at Jeff Deal's numbers, they drown Chris Doty's, except among younger Republicans age 18 to 29. So, Jenny, is this a sign that your party could be shifting in the future?
Our party did shift 30 years ago in this state when Republican governors were elected again and again and again because they were fiscally conservative and socially progressive. And that is the model for Republicans to win in this state. And neither of the two candidates on the Republican side is following that model to their detriment.
And they control the party leadership at this particular point in time.
That's right.
Marianne, what's your reaction to that?
Well, the reality is that Trump owns the Massachusetts Republican Party here now, period, full stop. And when you've watched the January 6 hearings and the repudiation and the illegal activities of Donald Trump and those around him, anyone who supports Donald Trump at this point should be repudiated too. Jeff Deal is with Donald Trump all the way to the end, and the voters of Massachusetts should reject him, even though 1 million people in Massachusetts voted for Donald Trump in 2020.
Interestingly, the two men haven't been able to come to an agreement about debating before the primary or going face-to-face. We'll see what happens there.
All right. In the Democratic Attorney General race, Andrea Campbell has a 10-point lead in our poll, but still more than half of the voters haven't yet decided. Shannon Liss Riordan and Quentin Palfrey trailing by double digits. Could Campbell's lead evaporate, Marianne?
Andrea Campbell has a chance to put this race away, and she should. She should put her foot on the gas. She's got the money. Go on TV now or just after the 4th of July. You don't have to stay up, but you could start really blowing that lead out, taking some of those undecided voters away, and then the race is over. Don't wait. Don't wait to stay up and go up and stay up the whole time. Put the race away now.
That's very good advice. I don't think she'll listen to it, however. And I think, with that number of undecided voters, anything can happen at this point.
All right.